On the next episode of PayPal, bro wants me to On the next episode of PayPal, bro wants me to explain who would win, the Scarlet Witch or the Void itself. Let's break it down. Let's start with the Void first. Oh, first things first, when it comes to the Void doesn't have that many feats. He's got some feats, he's got some long-standing ones too. He just doesn't have that many. But when we look at his comic within Marvel history, he's somewhat biblical. Specifically after Dark Avengers issue 13, when we find out when it comes to the Void, it's been around since 16 BCE. Specifically when Moses himself told every Hebrew to mark their doorsteps with lamb's blood so that they would not have to, feel the wrath of this plague. In which that next plague was the Void. Now, when it comes to what the Void can do, it can rip open space and time, it can bend and reshape molecules, it can even create life if it wants to. It can also bend reality to a certain extent. Now, in the Annihilation Scourge series, we see how the Void is affecting the Sentry and effectively being able to rip open space and time. Like I said, it's one of his powers and abilities. Now, one of the reasons why this was happening was because basically the Void went to the negative zone and it was able to soak up that negative energy. Because in a lot of ways, it is also an energy absorber. Using all that newly gathered energy, it pretty much separated itself from Bob, in which he was then again able to, with his bare hands, rip a hole in space-time. Now, as powerful as the Void is, there are ways to stop him without needing overwhelming amounts of power. Like, for instance, in Siege, the Avengers were having a hard time dealing with the Void now that it pretty much took over Bob completely. But Loki, using the Stones of Norn, was able to not only empower the Avengers, he was able to give them a fighting chance against the Void, in which that power gave the Avengers and Thor what they needed to actually fight him. Don't get me wrong, he was able to overcome this when he figured out what Loki was doing and he stopped it. But ultimately, Thor was able to win that fight and defeat the Void. Now, when it comes to someone like the Scarlet Witch, oh yeah, she's definitely winning that fight. Now, why is that? Well, first things first, let's look at one of her newest feats that's going to come in December next month. Now, as Marvel has explained to us, Scarlet Witch will become the new Sorcerer Supreme in December. Not only that, because I've told you guys before, but since she's a Nexus being, she doesn't have to follow the rules. She doesn't have to follow anyone's hierarchy because she's above them, which she proves by basically denying the Vigilanti. Like, no, I'm serious. She basically denies them. And even though she's killed Dormammu before, she can just take him out now. Like, it's not really much he could do about it when it comes to fighting her, specifically now that she is the Sorcerer Supreme. But when it comes to the Scarlet Witch, why would she be able to beat the Void? Well, first things first, she's been written way longer than he has. Because she has more consistent feats than he does, way more bigger feats than he does, he really doesn't have a chance actually fighting her if she goes all out. Now, don't get me wrong, a writer can always write that she could have trouble, but because of everything that she's done in her comics, the Void is nowhere near as powerful as some of the enemies that she's already defeated. I mean, for the love of God, we saw her bend over Nightmare's daughter in her own dreamscape. We've seen the Scarlet Witch at her weakest go against the Phoenix Five. In Vision and the Scarlet Witch, we saw that she has the ability to look at all possible future, which not only does she have access to every possible future when it comes to scrying, letting her know how certain events will play out. We also saw her bend over an embodiment, specifically one called the Powers That Be. We saw that she's able to create spells on the fly while also being able to, kill belief itself, in which the comic does state that she created a counterspell with the sole purpose to purge and get rid of belief when it comes to followers. She also has the ability to reject moments in time, in which we saw her do that. When we look at her regular series, the Scarlet Witch is able to fight an embodiment like the Griever, a character way more powerful than the Void. Not only can she fight her, for the most part, her powers really can't destroy her because that's her ability. Her ability is that she's able to unmake. And the Griever already bent over Molecule Man. So, again, if she can't kill the Scarlet Witch, literally put two and two together. Now, if we look at her earlier series, the Scarlet Witch was able to do what? Change the rules of reality itself. And we saw her do this because since she controls probability, she can manipulate it in such a way she can change the very rules of the Marvel Universe. Now, why is she able to do things like this? Well, it's because she's above the rules of the Marvel Universe. This is solely because she's a Nexus being. Because she's a Nexus being, she enjoys true freedom. What that means is there is no hierarchy that can bend her to its will because everything serves her. She serves nothing except for possibility itself. But that is true freedom. Now, because of this, just like the Phoenix Force, the Scarlet Witch belongs equally to every other timeline and reality equally because she's a part of all of them. Now, here's the thing. Even though she is a part of every timeline, that does not mean she cannot affect every timeline. For instance, When it comes to the layers of reality of Marvel, there is no place she just can't exist in. For instance, like the Megaverse. The Megaverse is where the Living Tribunal resides. Actually, there are several Megaverses where several of these characters reside in, which, if you want to, you can read this for yourself. But because she's not exempt from any reality or any universe or any plane of existence, the Scarlet Witch is able to affect it in ways other characters just can't. Like, for instance, when she had the power of the Nexus, she used that power to pretty much rewrite reality as we know it. She effectively swept away the Omniverse, made it into what she wanted when she did No More Mutants. Because she has power like this, there really isn't a lot of beings that she can't go toe-to-toe with. I mean, beings who have the ability to eat entire galaxies, universes, worlds, you name it, they, for the most part, don't really stand a chance when fighting her. And because she can exist in her past, her present, her future, or in multiple dimensions and realities all at the same time, she also has the power to create anything she wants in any of those realities or dimensions. Hell, she could even create dimensions or universes or just other higher levels of existence in which she created an afterlife for mutant kind. Again, from being able to bend space and time at her will, to even stating herself to Magneto that she is practically beyond death. She can't really die. Even if you kill her physical form, her spiritual self will exist still. She can resurrect herself, which is what she did in the trial of Magneto. When it comes to the Void doesn't really have anything it can do to her. For instance, even the Brood, which, once infected with that, you're pretty much screwed. That has no hold on her whatsoever. But this right here is one of her biggest feats, right? In Avengers No Road Home, you had Nyx, who found a way to open the door to the House of Ideas. The House of Ideas is where the one above all resides, right? It's pure creation itself. And because of that, a lot of characters just can't even stand in its light because they'll die. Well, guess how the Avengers were able to survive this? It was because of Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch, at her weakest, again, her weakest, she was nowhere near as powerful as what she is now. But this was at her weakest. She was able to shield the Avengers from the light of creation itself. Again, it was able to shield them. That's how powerful she is. She can resist, again, the energy and the erasure of creation itself from the one above all. Like, I'm sorry, but the Void just doesn't hold a candle to her in no way, shape, or form. Oh, no. I got one better. In Storm, right? The new Storm series. We all know what the Blackest Winter is, right? We know how powerful that thing is, right? We know that it consumes and destroys whole universes, galaxies, realities, you name it. And in Thor issue 4, we found out that just the mere presence of the Blackest Winter is enough to infect that of the Tree of Yggdrasil. Again, the presence of the Blackest Winter is able to affect something. Again, something that is connected to all realms. It can affect it, pretty much rot it out, just by simply existing in its same space. Again, verbatim stated, so can't nobody say, oh, I don't think, no, it says it right here. And yet, Wanda was out here bullying it. I'm gonna say it again. Wanda was out here bullying it. Again, out of her own mouth. Even the abyss is envious of the things I have consumed. And in your search for prey, you have found a predator. Chef's kiss. I don't know what else to tell you. Again, I don't know what to tell you. You're not stopping her. Let it go. You're not. Because in December, she gets a brand new series where, again, she becomes the Sorcerer Supreme, having more access to powers and abilities than she's had before. Again, she's already something that most characters can't even stand against. Now she's finna be a Sorcerer Supreme with the ability to bend the rules to whatever she wants them to be. Boy can't win this. The Void literally cannot win this. It is just that simple. Besides that, though, I'm King Lion. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you want more, you know what to do. Hit that PayPal or that Cash App, and I'll catch you guys later.